What are Noobs with general disturbance? This is the Hummel, the Tier 6 German SPG. It's located on the eastbourne of Safe Haven and it's under the command of talon1958. This is the first entry I received from Talon at the start of this new week for the weekly competition to win the weekend lie-in. Now there has been a submission by each of the partners, but I'm not sure. There might be another submission sort of later on during the week. I'm going to put this video out on the Saturday, but hopefully there'll be another one to follow up. Well, Talon's reached a firing position which is just on the edge of the field with the town, but unfortunately from this position he really can't shoot into the centre, mainly because of the bridge. But he's looking to get a shot at that E25. Rounds out. Well, it stuns and tracks the E25, but unfortunately gets away without any damage. Now, as you know, Talon is using the stock gun. He's a big fan of the stock gun. It can be very effective. He's dialing in on that super chappy, but from this position he's not getting much of a chance to shoot the enemy. Rounds out. Ooh, that's good. 113 hit points from a direct hit on the super chappy, but I suspect that super chappy is headed this way now. He did actually take a very big hit from somebody else, lost over 400 hit points, so I suspect he's not particularly happy, but it might be necessary for Talon to move shortly and get a spot closer to the centre of town where his teammates might be able to protect him. Yep, I thought he would do this. It's just a little too vulnerable. It takes a long time for the Hummel, which doesn't have a very good top speed, only 42 kilometers an hour, but it takes a long time to get all the way up the hill onto the field on Safe Haven because it is so high. So you're much better off with a spot that's nearer to the sea, or even nearer to the coastline, up near the top northeast corner of the map, presuming that we are headed north. Okay, he's found his firing position, and from here he should be able to get some nice shots on the enemy tanks right in the centre of town, like that Pershing. Now he might not be able to hit him directly at the moment, but well, rounds out. Yes, he can hit him. I was wrong. 117 hit points. I thought he might be able to put a round next to him and get some splash, but yes, if that Pershing's willing to poke his nose out, he's definitely going to get hit. Okay, he's getting another shot ready because he's almost loaded. Rounds out. Hits the concrete structure. Now the standard reload for this Arty is 25.31 seconds, and it's got 38mm of pen and 480 alpha, but I'm pretty sure that Talon's got a better reload than 25 seconds. I think he's probably got closer to 20 seconds. He's loaded, ready to go, but he's just checking. He's got a red line there, but he managed to get a round in. Yep, he got close to the enemy VK. Of course, that's the VK3601, supposedly a 36-ton tank, which is actually the precursor of course, the Tiger. The tank they designed beforehand was supposed to be a heavy tank. Anything under 30 tons was supposed to be a light. Well, that's definitely a hit. 164 hit points and 144 from stun assist, which means that he's now clocked up 394 of actual damage on over 1000k of stun assist, which is definitely going to help him when it comes to getting his class of game, his classification. Last week, as you may know, I believe it was Talon who won last week, if I remember correctly. Seem to recall it was. So Angelina will be very keen to win this week. Okay, this is a good spot. Now he can shoot up onto the just into the field area, but the thing is that he's not close enough to actually get the tanks that's currently inside. They're just outside, so he's trying to get a bit closer. The other problem, of course, you've got is these warehouses shooting up over the top of them. Well, he's decided to use the P in self-propel to move to the enemy end of the map. There's two Arty over the other end of the map as well. Well, at least there's one, because the Crusader SP was actually spotted in the town. The enemy's got a Hummel and a Crusader SP. There's the Crusader. He's within range. Nice. Let it dial in. This guy's got to stay still if he wants to get accurate hits. Rounds out. Oh, he's got his kill. 180 hit points. Direct hit on the Crusader, who must have had warning, because he moved the moment he saw it, and it must have alerted him, so he decided he was going to make a move quickly. And unfortunately, just way too late, because the shell was already inbound. Of course, the early warning really only tells you that a shell's been fired at you. If you've got it, it'll tell you the moment the shell's inbound, the moment it's been fired. But it can be that most players don't actually even bother to get the early warning. Oh, a direct hit on the T25 too. If you don't get the early warning at all you hear is a rumble of the RT in the background, and it could be that only a few seconds later a shell's on its way in. He's got the enemy Hummel, but he's not loaded yet, and somebody else got there before him, and that is the end of the game. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was a first class tanker for talon1958 in the Hummel. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 9, and his win rate was 1,188. It wasn't a lot. I think actually he did spend a lot of time moving towards the field and then moving away from the field again when he was threatened, and that cost him, I think, a lot, because whilst he was doing that, the enemy tanks in the town were actually trying to push, and he could have got some damage on those guys instead, so he had to settle for the damage he could get at the end. But at least he did get a kill. He got the enemy Arty, or at least one of them. He didn't really have a chance to get that enemy Hummel, simply because somebody had spotted it and he was still in the loading, and well, it just goes like that sometimes. But it's still a decent score, 1,188. It's okay. Let's have a look at team score. Well, he's not the highest damage in the game. Note that went to the SU-130PM. Got a high caliber for 3,128. The second highest damage was the IS-22 on the enemy team with 2,026. And Talon only got 760 out of it, so not a lot. When it came to kills, he only managed to get 1, but that's good, because at least there's 5 members of his own team who didn't get a kill. And there's an awful lot of members on the enemy team who didn't get killed, 9 of them in total. So yes, at least he did well. And of course, it should be noted that nobody on the enemy team managed to get more than 1 kill. And when it came to base XP, well, he's actually near the top, because of course the stun assist that he managed to get was more than enough. And the top scorer again was the KV2R, not again. The SU-130PM didn't do quite as well, because he was tier 8 and the KV2R is a tier 6, so he was earning extra XP over the SU-130PM. And the third highest on base XP was the T26E5, the plainclothes Patriot, and he got 832, and again he's tier 8, so of course that's why he wasn't doing so well. But Talon did well, because he was a tier 6 standard tech tree tank, or tech tree Arty, against tier 8 vehicles. And of course, yes, in fact he did take out a tier 7 Arty on the enemy team, so he did well to get 780. He fired 8 rounds in that game. He could have fired a lot more if he hadn't been moving about quite a bit. I think the field only works for an RT like the Hummel if you've actually got the top gun, not the stock gun. I think the field, the distances are too great, and there's too many obstructions in the way. Plus, of course, takes too long to drive up, because it's such a low-powered RT. It doesn't really have the top speed. The FV207 might work in the field, because it's got the speed to get up there fairly quickly. But then again, it's only got a short range, so you have to get fairly close if you're going to get shots on the enemy. So really, to be honest, on that particular map, half the field is not really viable as a firing position. So you're much better off actually staying in the town and firing at the field from the town. He managed to get 3 direct hits on the enemy, 1 penetration. Pretty sure that that was the Crusader SP that he penned. Yes, it was. And he also got 7 splashes, damage of 760, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damage 6 in the enemy, killed 1. So he was very close to getting a Confederate. 110 hit points of damage assistance and 1,680 hit points of stun assist of 5 stuns. So that's a nice amount of stun assist in that game. He earned 46,133 from the game, 50,000 for completing a mission, 96,133 altogether, and after ammunition resupply took away 92,093 credits, 1,170 base XP, well it's actually not base, but it's based on a premium, you know what I mean, times 2 for the first victory, 2,340 experience points altogether. So that was the first game for Talon. He's in the lead with a first class, a bruiser, and 1,188 win 8. Let's have a look at Angelina's game. The second replay is in the British Tier 8 SPG, the FV207, and it's on the south spawn of Cliff. Okay, well, the FV207, based on the Conqueror tank, the A45, it's either got a 5.5 inch howitzer or a 6 inch howitzer. It's actually very good. The 5.5 inch is the same as on the Crusader SP. Not quite as good, but the 6 inch is very good because that's equivalent to a 152mm howitzer, capable of doing 650 alpha, and it's got a fairly decent reload time as well, 28.76 seconds. But I think with premium consumables you can get it down. Oh, we just had an explosive detonation from a TVP VTU on our team. So he got ammo racked right royally. Okay, well, Angelina's platooned with the T28 prototype. Now we can see the T28's making its way up towards the centre of the map. Rounds out the Kampfpanzer. Direct hit! Lovely! Always a good idea to fire that first shot if you can up onto the hill to stop tanks going up on top of the hill and to block them. Kind of put roadblocks up there if you can, wrecks, which prevent the enemy using the top of the hill. Of course, once that's done, you can then start applying pressure to the tanks at the other end of the Western Pass, just as Angelina's doing right now. E75, direct hit. Now she's varying where she's shooting, because you can see here she's actually trying to get shots on some of the enemy tanks just up near the confrontation point, which is near the centre of the map. It's not always easy to get shots up there because obviously the monuments and everything block the shots. But she's trying to see if she can get a shot on that lurver, and he's decided to move down, which makes it very easy for Angelina. She fires around him. Oh, another direct hit for 211. Yes, Angelina's definitely trying to maximise the amount of damage she gets by utilising those 6-inch shells. Of course, it does also help with this Arty because it's an enclosed Arty, because it's got the ability to carry vents, so you can use vents and then purge to speed up the reload. Oh, lots of stun assists just came in. She hit the lurver and he was so stunned that our teammates actually managed to get some shots on him, and now he's down to just 50 hit points. And of course that stun assist has just popped Angelina's score way up to 2,275. And that's going to make a huge difference when it comes to her classification and rating. Okay, trying to get there. I think that was a Skoda T56, which are also very deadly. Now, I think he's probably moved up to that bush, or at least he's on that corner. We might need to put a round in there, because he's probably going to attack the T28 prototype that we're platoons with. In fact, he has appeared on the side of the donut now, and he did just get hit massively by someone. Angelina's going to go for him. It's good. He's a good target to hit. Okay, he's pulling forward. Rounds out. Well, he actually got splashed for 149, but it's more important at this moment to keep him stunned, because if he tries to pull out and take a shot, that's when he's really going to suffer, because there's a Barask nearby him, and that Barask might decide to take advantage. Okay, well, there's the enemy Barask, and I think he's just a little too close to the cliff for us to get a shot on him, or we might be able to get a shot. No, I'm wondering if we can get a shot. No, I don't think we can hit that Char Future 4. They're just too close to the cliff, and the trajectory of the shell doesn't work. We'd need to be a little further back in order to get shots on him. Either that or move over closer to the cap area and shoot from the bushes. I sometimes do that. Well, she splashed the 50 TP. Didn't get any hit points, but she did get stunned. She's decided to pull back just a little bit more. Now it works because the trajectory has changed just a little. You can see there that when that Char Future moved, the red line moved. So it means that it was on target, even though it didn't appear so until after he moved about. Sometimes when you're aiming at a tank that's trying to get at you over a ridgeline, it sometimes helps to put the line, to tease the line over the ridgeline and see if the line changes colour as the enemy tank moves about. Because sometimes it will move directly and it will show you that yes, it is close to the trajectory and it can actually intercept the target. Okay, she's loaded, ready to go. I'd go for the E75 of the Char Future 4. They're sitting on the side of the donut at the moment, and our M53, M55 teammate actually just fired into that corner. I know that Patriot's fairly close, but the M46 pattern appears to have him in hand. And the Barask is coming down as well, so it might be a good idea to focus on where the Char Future 4 and the E75 is. She can't get a shot at the Patriot because of where they are. There's the Char Future. He's pulled away and actually gone to the back, so she can get a shot on him. She's dialed in. Rounds out. Long shot. Oh, she got him! She splashed him to death. He pulled away from the rock, but it was just too late. Angelina's shell went in there and took him out of the game, so she's got her first kill. They got the Patriot in the meantime, so she's not being threatened, and the enemy is now down by 2. She's aiming for where the E75 was last seen, and there he is. Now get around into him. Rounds out. That's a hit. Now let's see if somebody hits him while he's stunned. Well, yes, he did get hit. So we've picked up an additional 73 for stun assist. The Udis is trying to get to a position where he can actually help the 75. So if we can counter him. She's loaded. She's dialing in. She's holding on that position. If the Udis is there, she can certainly make a difference. And he does appear. Now with something like this where the monument is in the way, you can just fire to one side and splash him. And he's gone. Okay, so we might have got some hit points there from the splash if it had actually gone in. But as the CDC suddenly appeared as well, Angelina's decided she needs to move up simply because she needs a better angle on that E75 and the other tanks. The 50 TP is hiding around the corner, and our regular Resade's going around the side of the cliff from the other side to try and force him out, and if not, to get a shot on him from a different direction. Okay, Angelina's going to have a go at the E75 now. Okay, we just lost one of our platoon mates taken out, but Angelina was having a quick look to see if she can get a shot at the Arty. Our platoon mates have gone up the far end and they found the M53, but we need to hit this CDC because he's actually threatening to hit our teammates. And there's the 40 M43. Angelina styling in ahead of his path. Rounds out. Oh! Direct hit! Wipes him out! It was a bit of a kill steal from her own teammate, her own platoon mate. But I don't think he'll mind in the slightest, because he was getting the spotting assist off that one. Well, there's only 2 left on the enemy team, the 50 TP and an ISU 152K, who's probably up in the spotting nest. The 50 TP just died, which now means it's just the ISU 152K. Now she might want to stay just behind this M53, M55, because he's up there. He'll probably get a shot, and he doesn't, because he's taken out by the M6Y. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was a first-class tanker for Angelina75 in the FV207. She managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, she just got 5 exactly in this one. But her win rate was 1,662, which is very good indeed. And in fact, that actually beats Talon, because Talon only had 1,188. And now Angelina's pipped him with 1,662. And they both have a first class and a Bruiser. So Angelina is very definitely in the lead and going to get the weekend lie-in if it carries on like this. Unless Talon submits an ace tanker game or a better game than this, then he's Angelina's going to get the sleep in on the Sunday morning. Anyway, let's have a look at the rest of the results and see where she was. Well, in this game, because it was a higher tier game, tier 9 game, or was it tier 10? I think it was actually tier 9. But because it was a tier 9 game, there was a lot higher scores. And we can see that the Brask actually did the best with 3,589 hit points. But he didn't get a high caliber, which means he probably wasn't 20% of the enemy hit pool. The second highest damage was the Scorpion G with 3,441. And he was on Angelina's platoon. And the third highest damage in the game actually went to the E75 on the enemy team with 3,111. Angelina managed 1,279, which is not bad, because she actually scored more damage than T28 prototype, who only got 1,123. And she also did well when it came to kills, because she shared the second place, because the E75 managed to get 3 kills, so that puts him top scorer on number. But Angelina got joint second place with the Scorpion G, the M6Y, the Revolurise, and her FV207, and the M46 pattern on her team, all getting 2 kills apiece. And only one player on the enemy team managed to get 2 kills, and that was their Arty, the M53, M55. When it came to base XP, she's actually in second place, because the Barras managed 1,330 based on the fact that he was tier 8, and of course he was doing a lot of damage and did get the highest damage in the game. But Angelina came in second with 983, and I think that's mainly down to the fact that she did a lot of stun assist in that game, and that really helped. Third was the Progetto 46 with 965. Angelina fired 14 rounds, so she got a lot more shots off than Talon did in his game. 5 direct hits on the enemy, no penetrations though. Well, it is only a 6-inch gun. She's trying to hit tier 9 tanks. 11 splashes on the enemy as well. 1,279 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damaged 6 of the enemy, killed 2. 472 hit points of damage assistance, and 2,742 hit points of stun assist off 9 stuns. Yes, she did very well indeed. In fact, one enemy tank, the Lerva, got hit, and all of a sudden she had nearly 1,000, or was it over 1,000 stun assists in just one stun. So it really did work, and there are some maps which are much better than others when it comes to getting stun assists, simply because enemy tanks are in full view of your own teammates, and so long as you stun them, they take advantage of it, because obviously they know that the enemy tank's going to be slowed down, and then they can really get in there and put some shots into them, and of course the RT benefits. And she earned, on a free play account, 31,320 credits, and after ammunition resupply took away 14,240 credits profit, 983 base XP, took ×2 for the first victory, took away 1,966 experience points altogether. She said this was the first good game she had this week. Well, I think some people are finding it fairly difficult at the moment because obviously there's various game formats on, such as the tactical strategy thing. So well done to Angelina, you're definitely in the lead. Yes, you're beating Talon at the moment, and unless Talon comes up with an ace tanker in the next day or so, I think you're definitely going to get the weekend lion, so congratulations. If you enjoyed that replay, or replays, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.